What up, everybody? It's your girl SherrysJoy, and welcome back to Bookmarked. I'm continuing my book events tour, and this week has brought me to the Bel Air Book Fair hosted at a local college arena. For an arena, this was a relatively small venue, but a pretty big event. It was actually very organized. They had all of the authors sorted by genre and other vendors, artists, and voice talent in their own areas. It's a book fair, but it felt more like a con. There was a little bit for everyone with many genres represented. They had romance, fantasy, romantasy, suspense, horror, literary fiction, self-help, children's books, and young adults. That's a lot. I'm always excited to go to these events and meet new authors face to face and see their whole vibe. I love to see people again like T.L. Price, J.K. Davia, and Terry J. Haynes. Yes. If you've been actually following me, my past videos, you'll also have seen these authors before. They've written some of my favorite and new favorite books. Enchanted Magic is an adult coloring book by T.L. Price as part of her Exiled series that I'm currently reading. I saw her at our last 2 outings this year, and I'll tell you that she doesn't just tell a story, she has created a fully detailed, fantastical world that you can easily get lost in. She is one of a few POC fantasy authors, and if you are looking for more diversity in your reading, you should look no further than T.L. Price. A Witch's Penance by J.K. Davia is a book I cannot put down. I find myself up at 3 a.m. reading it. I picked this one up from her at the Romantasy in the Valley Con. Now, y'all know I am not a romance or fantasy or romantasy fan reader, but JK was so cute and so engaging at the con, I couldn't say no. And I'm so glad that I did, because the Mistress of Melancholy does not disappoint, and I was so happy to see her again. I may have picked up a couple more books from her this time. So am I a romantasy fan? I think I can say I am. In Pursuit of Darkness by Terry J. Haynes is her newest book that I am excited to get into. I met Terry last year at the Black Books Matters Fest in 2025, which was our first big BookCon YouTube type event. And a year and a bunch of book reviews later, I am so glad to see her again with a new book out this year. I feel like Terry has been instrumental in our success on the platform with that little bit of support and guidance from that other side of the fence perspective that she has. It was kind of like catching up on old times. Terry J. Haynes is not only a historical fiction and Christian author, she is an entrepreneur and an overall lovely person. She has an immersive writing style that keeps the pages turning. My review of Passages of Hope is up on the Bookmarked SJ main channel. I loved that book, and I'm excited to read In Pursuit of Darkness too. Yes, The Daughters of Shiloh is still on my TBR list. I also met some really cool new to me authors. Heidi Adams, author of Rose Moon and Crash, was a joy to meet and to talk to. Her table had a whole style centered around her book and was presented very nicely. She has 2 degrees of separation to the Outlander series, which is a fun nugget of info for authors in this space. Bon A. Jackson, author of Southern Cross, specializes in the horror genre. He had several books that were interesting to me, but I picked up Southern Cross. We were happy to see more diversity at his table, and he let us know about the upcoming Fright Reads Books Fest. I don't know if we'll make it out to that event this year due to scheduling, but Fright Reads Book Fest 6 is on October 24th and 25th at the Harford County Fairgrounds. It's a Halloween-themed book festival, and based on pricing and popularity, it sounds like if you want to go, you should start planning now. We know good and well that prices go up once a con gets to a certain size.
Our book festival,
Uh-huh.
Howard County Fairgrounds.
Okay.
We're gonna have a great time.
Uh-huh.
We're gonna have horror, sci-fi, serial killers, fantasy, thrillers, cozy mysteries.
Cozy mysteries, all right.
A
Uh-huh.
little bit of everything.
Okay.
It'll be a lot of fun. 2 whole days at the end of October, October 24th, 25th.
Next on was Tim Paggy. I apologize if I'm mispronouncing anyone's name. His book was titled How to Kill Friends and Eviscerate People. It's a suspense thriller type. He was nice, but the books were kind of not my vibe. Elizabeth Suit and Karen Landry had a table together. It was super cute with the decor to match their book's aesthetics. Stella's Diner by Elizabeth Suit was on my list as a uniquely different romance. Karen Landry's All Jammed Up and Facets and Figures are a pair of romance books that also bring some interesting spins on the genre. In my notes, I wrote the hilarious older ladies, in particular Millie Mack and Eileen H. McIntyre. I walked up to their table. They stopped what they were doing. Like literally they were talking to each other. They totally stopped and Millie Mack was like, "We write murder." And she put everything down. Like I think she was in the middle of lunch and stuff. It was so cute and so funny. Millie Mack, her book, she has a series, the Murder series. And book 1 is Take a Dive for Murder. I purchased that from her. And Eileen H. McIntyre, she had one series that you didn't necessarily need to read in order. And the titles of the book, she said that she kind of did a homage to like the Nancy Drew books, where the layout of the cover looks kind of Nancy Drewish, and then the titles are kind of the same type of style. But I actually didn't buy that. I didn't buy anything from that series. I bought The House on Hatemonger, Hatemonger Hill. You can see it here, which I thought that I had to. Like, she was explaining this to me, and I was like, sold. This book is about a robbery. People rob the Fozzie party, and then they get in the 1960s, and then they give that money to the civil rights movement. I was like, oh my gosh, I have to read this book. Like, you had me at like 1964 anyway, but I thought it was so funny. It was so cute. They were so adorable and just so funny, and I couldn't say no. And I just, couldn't walk away without a purchase. So Mark Avery, author of Discipline, had sold out on his inventory by the time we got to meet him. We learned that he's from West Philadelphia, born and raised, and was super nice. He took some pictures and chatted with us, and his book sounds right up my alley. Like, seriously, it's about serial killer and, homicide and all of that. That is so up my alley. And I am very excited to read that book. I will catch up with him later. B. Rosenberger, author of Midnight Possession, was happy to talk to us. She was bubbly and cute, but she seemed very shy. She didn't say a whole lot, but I am looking forward to reading her book. And in stark contrast, Nicole Wolverton, author of Misfortune of Lake Monsters and Meat Sweats, which I can't wait to read, was very happy to chat it up with us. She's actually a friend of J.K. Davia, which I apologize if I am mispronouncing your name as well. So that is a huge bonus that they are friends. I got a bag of some stickers and some bookmarks and a pair of books, of course, and she asked me to sign her book, which is a hardcover copy that she carries with her to events to have customers sign. I thought that was so amazing. It was very humbling and very cool. Pretend You Don't See Her is a collection of short stories. Ms. Wolverton signed the page of her section of that book, and I'm so excited to read it. It's just another book on my TBR list, the forever long TBR list. Overall, you're going to spend money. Like, you already know that. I honestly liked that it wasn't crowded. The venue was small for a basketball arena, but it was more than adequate for the amount of people. I liked their organization in general. The signage was great, large and helpful. The website let me know who was going to be there, so I know who to look for. I also follow them on Instagram, so every time a new author was added, I got that notification. And it was such a good vibe. I always love being around other readers because we have such a wonderful vibe. So what's rule number 1 of the DigiKast? Do your research. It was great that they had all of the authors and the information as well as a map. There was stuff for a whole family. It was a bit of a bummer though that the vendors were kind of cramped all along the back wall. Honestly, we were kind of disappointed by the showing. We love to talk to people, and if you don't want to talk to me or us, we don't really want to buy from you. Rob is a hat and t-shirt guy, and he was ready to buy, but the vendor wasn't too interested in selling. So it turned into a bit of a crappy experience. I did buy a couple of bookmarks from a slightly more interested seller, but only slightly. The vendors seemed to be doing well, but it was a lot of jewelry and earrings. There was a quilter there. It was very crowded, so some vendors were definitely more on top of their game. But anyway, the event was a good time. Nice, small, easy, local, free, and our favorite people were there. Would I come back to this event? Yes, easily. Who is the Bel Air Book Fair for? All book lovers of any age, especially if you are local to the area. It was pretty diverse. Romantasy was mostly one group. Black Books Matter Fest was mostly another type of group or different group. The Bel Air Book Fair was nicely in the middle with a lot more stuff for school-age kids too, which is wonderful. Teach them how to read young. What would I have them do differently? Really, I don't have any complaints. It would be nice though if they did have some like event merch, like a t-shirt or something that I could sport at my next event or even next year. And I would also recommend this event. Yes, I absolutely would. It is a free event with ample parking. It was so organized that it made it super simple to self-navigate. What's next for Bookmarked? We have 3 author events on the books, as well as another upcoming book fair type event. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. It helps our little channels out. Also, check me out on Instagram because I'm trying different book stuff over there. I am SherrysJoy, and this is Bookmarked. Thank you for watching. Love the world.
Looks like it. I can't move it. It's like it.